they met. Two teams, digging in utter darkness for over a year, pickaxe against pickaxe through solid rock, finally broke through to each other 1,750 feet beneath ancient Jerusalem. This wasn't some lucky accident. This was a masterpiece of ancient engineering, an impossible build that modern science is still struggling to fully comprehend. Today, you will uncover the breathtaking truth behind Jerusalem's Siloam Tunnel, a hydrological marvel constructed by ancient Hebrew engineers with a level of precision that utterly redefines everything you thought you knew about their capabilities. Forget the primitive, the rudimentary, the mere brute force. We are about to dive into a world of sophisticated planning, ingenious surveying, and a relentless will to survive that shaped not just a city, but an entire civilization. For centuries, the story of King Hezekiah and the Siloam Tunnel has echoed through the pages of history, primarily through biblical texts like 2 Kings chapter 20 and 2 Chronicles chapter 32. The narrative is often presented as a desperate act of defiance during a moment of profound crisis. Jerusalem, a city perched on a hill, possessed a vital water source, the Gihon Spring. But here was the crucial problem. The spring lay just outside the city walls, an irresistible target for any invading army. Imagine the vulnerability, the strategic Achilles heel exposed to every approaching enemy. The Assyrian Empire, under the fearsome King Sennacherib, was a storm on the horizon around 701 BCE. Their military machine was legendary for its brutality and efficiency, sweeping across the ancient Near East, conquering kingdom after kingdom. Hezekiah, recognizing the dire threat, took drastic measures. The biblical accounts tell us he fortified Jerusalem's walls, assembled his army, and most dramatically, blocked up the outer opening of the Gihon Spring, diverting its waters underground into the city. The popular understanding often portrays this as a testament to desperate faith and raw labor. Picture thousands of workers hacking away with simple chisels and hammers, perhaps following a crude surface map or just the natural flow of groundwater, hoping against hope to connect the dots. The sheer scale of the undertaking, digging over 500 meters or more than 1,700 feet through dense limestone, seems almost miraculous given the supposed technology of the time. No electric lights, no precise measuring equipment, no blasting powder, just muscle, grit, and the flickering glow of oil lamps. Most history textbooks, when they even mention it, describe it as an astounding feat, but one implicitly attributed to an almost heroic, if slightly unscientific effort. It's often viewed as an example of what can be achieved through sheer will, rather than an application of advanced knowledge. Was it, as many have quietly assumed, a magnificent fluke? Did the two teams simply get lucky, perhaps veering wildly and by chance stumbling into each other in the darkness? That's the narrative that has persisted. But what if that's not just incomplete, but entirely wrong? The real story, the one etched into the very rock of the tunnel itself, is far more astonishing. In the year 1880, a boy playing in the tunnel discovered an inscription carved into the wall, a 6-line text in ancient Hebrew, the Siloam inscription. Its discovery was seismic, confirming the biblical narrative, yes, but revealing a detail that utterly transforms our understanding. It describes the moment of breakthrough. While there were still 3 cubits to be cut, the sound of a man calling to his counterpart was heard, for there was a split in the rock on the right and on the left. And on the day of the breaching, the diggers struck, each man toward his counterpart, pickaxe against pickaxe. This wasn't one team digging, it was 2. And they were close enough to hear each other through the rock before they finally met. But here's where the revelation truly deepens. When archaeologists and engineers meticulously mapped the Siloam Tunnel, they found something extraordinary. The tunnel is not a straight shot, not even close. It twists and turns, making several sharp bends, even changing elevation multiple times. For years, this was seen as evidence of their primitive methods. Perhaps they were following natural fissures or circumventing unseen obstacles. But Dr. John Romer, in his profound work on ancient engineering and subsequent geological and archaeological surveys by scholars like Professor Dan Gill, revealed a truth that will reshape your perspective. The meandering path of the tunnel is not a sign of error, but of incredible, deliberate design. They weren't avoiding obstacles. They were using the twists and turns as a surveying technique. Imagine a plumb bob, a simple weighted string used to establish vertical lines. Imagine a basin of water, its perfectly level surface used to determine horizontal planes. Now, imagine transferring these precise measurements not across an open field, but deep within a mountain. The S-curves and shifts in direction were likely created by digging short, straight sections emerging into shafts or open areas, perhaps even temporary chambers, to re-establish their bearing using the stars or the sun, and then continuing the next segment. Think of it like a series of interconnected, precise measurements, each segment a carefully calculated vector, all leading to a single, predetermined point. They were using sophisticated triangulation and geometric principles that we previously attributed to much later civilizations. The precision of their meeting, deviating by only about 1 foot vertically and a few feet horizontally over nearly 2,000 feet of solid rock, is mathematically astounding. It's a precision that, even with modern surveying equipment, would be a challenge today in such conditions. This was not luck. This was a sophisticated, applied understanding of geometry and hydrology, executed under immense pressure with only rudimentary tools. What does this mean for our perception of ancient Israel, of biblical history itself? It transforms our understanding of King Hezekiah's people from simple artisans to brilliant engineers, capable of complex problem solving. This wasn't just about digging a hole. It was about designing and implementing a solution on an epic scale, requiring foresight, planning, and a deep, practical understanding of physics and mathematics. Consider the great aqueducts of the Romans or the pyramids of Egypt. We rightly marvel at their engineering genius. But those were largely built above ground, in daylight, with clear sightlines. The Siloam Tunnel was built inside the earth, in absolute darkness, with zero line of sight between the two teams for almost the entire duration of the project. This changes everything. It means that the accounts of Hezekiah's project, far from being exaggerated tales of desperate measures, are testaments to a foundational ingenuity. Archaeological studies of the tunnel have also shown smaller side galleries, sometimes called false starts. Some initially interpreted these as mistakes, dead ends. But what if they were exploratory probes, or even more remarkably, calibration points, short exploratory tunnels dug not out of error, but as part of an iterative, adaptive surveying process, constantly fine-tuning their direction until they heard the telltale tap of the other team's pickaxe through the final thin layer of rock. This wasn't just physical labor. It was intellectual labor of the highest order. It pushes the timeline of advanced practical mathematics and sophisticated project management much further back than most scholars have been comfortable admitting. You see, for so long, we viewed ancient Israel through the lens of its spiritual and literary contributions, often underestimating the practical genius that underpinned its very survival. You might have thought of King Hezekiah as a pious king, a leader of faith, but now you realize he was also an extraordinary civil engineer, a visionary who understood that faith without applied knowledge might not be enough to save his city. You now see the inhabitants of ancient Jerusalem not merely as people of the book, but as people of the stone, shaping their world with a precision and a deep intelligence that commands immense respect. Their ingenuity, born of necessity, stands as a silent monument to human potential when faced with the greatest of challenges. This wasn't just a tunnel. It was a testament to a level of scientific and engineering prowess we are only now truly beginning to appreciate. This singular feat of engineering changes not only how we view ancient Israel, but it forces us to reevaluate our assumptions about the capacities of all ancient civilizations. It reminds us that history is not a static collection of facts, but a living narrative, constantly refined by new discoveries, revealing hidden depths and unexpected brilliance. Keep exploring these hidden truths with us. There is always more to uncover, more to question, and more astounding revelations waiting just beneath the surface of what you thought you knew.